Mackie, and I'm sharing with you today my card for May's Global Creative Project Tutorial Bundle. Here is my card. This month we're using the Artfully Composed Suite, which is on page 32 to 34. Yeah, so the 3 pages there, so the Artfully Composed. My card today, you'll see I've actually used I've just focused on the DSP, a little bit of fussy cut in here to fussy cut the leaves, and then this thanks is using the Amazing Thanks dies, which I'm just going to show you here, which they are here. So using the thanks dies there, they feature, let me just find them in the catalogue. I'm going to go to the contents because that will make it so much easier. I always forget we have this handy little where are they? Oh, here we go, page 40. So they are part of a bundle. They go with so here they are here. They go with the Amazing Silhouettes. So actually, I mean, they work lovely with it, but you don't actually need the stamps. That you could just purchase the Amazing Thanks dies, which are £25. I just love the dies. So my card literally has no stamping, no nothing. The hexagonal dies are using the Beautiful Shapes dies, which are from the Abstract Beauty suite, but again you can just purchase the dies. So I've used, I think it was this second die, yeah it was, so the second hexagonal die, and it's just a lovely way to showcase, well I think it's a lovely way to showcase the paper, because sometimes we get wrapped up in using the stamps when actually the paper can do all the work for us. So let me show you my card. So the tutorial, this video tutorial supports the printed or the downloadable version with all the measurements and everything. So I'm using Evening Evergreen cardstock for my base and also for my layer. I've got a piece here of Evening Evergreen, which is about 4 centimetres by 10 centimetres, thereabouts, and the same of Just Jade, and they are going to be for our thanks. Just pop those out of the way for now. I've also got that I've pre-die cut. I've pre-cut a load of hexagonals in all the different bits of paper. So we're going to use a mix of the leafy pattern ones and then the stripes and spots and all sorts. So you want a sort of a selection. Number wise, you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want about 7 or 8, just to give you options, and then some, obviously the 7 includes those little bits and some halves and stuff. So that is that. I also need to cut myself, I haven't actually cut, I've just realized, my little banner piece, but we can do that when we get to it. And then the leaf, so this leaf here is actually cut from this paper, which is not too bad to fussy cut. If you're thinking, oh, I hate fussy cut, and it's honestly, it's not too bad. So one of those leaves, either the Just Jade one, or you can cut the Evening Evergreen. I think I actually might go with Evening Evergreen this time. So I'm just going to go in with a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut across there like this. Whoops. And then I'm just going to cut around this using my big scissors there. So then I've got everything that I require. So let's start assembling our card. I'm just going to put my leaf out of the way for the moment. So starting to stick the hexagonals down. Now I'm going to start towards the middle of my card. So I'm going to kind of try and do the similar patterns, I think. So let's start off with the polka dotted one, which is going to go thereabouts. And then I'm going to pop a patterned one in next. I kind of did this pattern to keep the pattern sort of to this side of the card, but again you can kind of add them wherever you fancy. So just add in, so I'm using liquid glue. Oh, I think this is actually has kind of got a right way up that paper. Just pop that down. I'm going to just pop adhesive on one half of this because we're going to use the other half. So let's trim that off. There. I'm just going to keep that one to one side there. We're going to have an orangey one. Oh, these tricky to pick up, these little things. So again, this one is going to be just a half. So again, just popping an adhesive sort of on a half. So we can then use the other half. What do we want? We want another patternedy one. Oh, these are very fiddly to pick up. And I've got nails. But they are very fiddly. That one's going there. Oh, I'm slightly higher than the last time because this one came off the page, but I'm not too worried about that. There. And then which one? This one is going to come down in there like that, and I'm just going to trim the excess off, and then I'm just going to put a tiny piece of this orange over here, and I'm actually going to pop the glue on the card base there because it'd be easier than trying to stick the adhesive. You just know wherever you put the adhesive would be the wrong place. So there we go. So there we have our few leftover hexagons there. But there you've got your card layer. Just gonna get my little trolley, excuse my little trolley, squeaking along and making the camera jiggle everywhere. So now we're gonna fussy cut our leaf. Just gonna, not too bad to cut, fussy cut. I love a little bit of fussy cutting. If I have lots of fussy cutting to do, I tend to do it in front of the TV. But obviously this is just one, so I'm not too worried about just cutting one of these out. There. Halfway there. I'm not going to worry about going right into that leaf there. You can, if you wish, but I'm not going to worry. Now when it comes to sticking this down, there we go. So that is going to stick there, something like that. Right, we just need to now cut I forgot to cut a little piece of in here, in my little pack of paper. There should be, yeah, some, so it's the one with that on the reverse. It's got a little piece of, just cut ourselves a banner. I'm not measuring it, I'm just winging the width. It's about 1 centimetre though, roughly. I'm just gonna give the end a little bit of a shape there. And then is what this does, this sneakily sort of slots in behind there like that, which I'm then going to snip that over like that. And is what we're going to add, we're going to add dimensionals just to the top of the leaves, just 2. And then we're going to stick that like that, just holding that in place. And that is going to stick. So you can get some time there just to give it a little bit of wiggle. Whoops. Hopefully that is straight. Yeah, and we're just going to cut off that excess piece there. So just going to move, I always get lots of bits and pieces every time I do a video. I'm a really tidy crafter, probably a little bit OCD tidy, but whenever I seem to do a video I always seem to make a mess. Right, let's do our die cut our greeting. So we're going to use a piece of foam adhesive sheet. So let's grab our 2 dies. So let's cut a piece. I always cut my foam adhesive sheet to fit, or fit near as my, what I'm cutting. Oh, is this not going to be big enough? She says. Oh yes it is. I've just cut that a little bit too generous, so I'm going to cut this piece off because otherwise annoyingly it will stick to our plates, and this is why my scissors get really sticky. So that one is going to go onto there, and then I've got so this is the double-sided foam, it's not foam, it's just an adhesive sheet. So I'm just going to peel off, she says, just peel off the back. It's always easier said than done, especially when you're on camera. Oh, there we go. Is it gonna thingy? Right, so that's the back side. So I'm going to peel it off. And I'm going to stick way there onto there. Oh, got a load of adhesive stuck to my hand there. And then that is going to go on there. So let's bring in my, I'm going to use the baby machine. Is the machine I'm going to use today. So I'm just going to grab my plates and I'm going to lay, oops, that there, shimmy it over a little bit, and then that can sit here and that can go on there. I think this might be just out of shot for you guys, possibly. Let me stand up so I can see. No, it is just in shot there. Roll on when Stampin' Up! Woo! Brings us back a magnetic plate, I must say. Oh, I'm going to run it through that way and then I'm going to bring it back through to me, just because of that one with the the foam adhesive sheet. With experience, I've kind of found that running it through twice seems to be better. So now I always tend to, for some reason, kind of get this away, the naffy bit away while the die is here. Don't ask me why. I just find it easier. And then I use my little pokey tool to poke out. I'd normally, even now, I would still have the die in place. It's so much easier to do with the die. But it didn't stay, it came away. So just there's a couple of bits in there, and there's a little tiny piece in there. Right, and this is the same, so I'm gonna, oh, no, it's not gonna stay, it's come, oh no, it has stayed in pretty well. So again, I'm just gonna use my pokey tool while it's in the die, just poke all them bits away. There we go. Now it can come out. You now know I want it to come out of the die. It won't. So let's just put the dies to one side. Now, because this was double-sided adhesive sheet, just gonna pick that off. Let's get that off. So now this is nice and sticky. Nice and sticky, and now we've got to stick it on to, trying to keep my head out of the way. I apologise if my head comes in to shot. There. Stuck to my finger well. So there we go. Just want to get that piece out of there. There's a little stubborn bit out of the K in there, and it's going to come out, like it or not. There we go. And there's just a little bit still in my S as well. Little slippery little. Right, it's not coming out. So let's try, take that off. There we go. Now is how I tend to position the foam adhesive is actually to stab into the foam. So can you, hopefully you can see there well enough. I've used the pokey end of the take your pick tool to stab into the thanks to the foam. So now my hands are free, rather than it being attached to my finger and then feeling like a sticky mess, which is what I generally tend to get into. This is now free. Now my grid sheet's moving all over the place. So is what I tend to do now is I can now hover it wherever I want to put it. Now I'm going to put it sort of at an angle there. Down, press, pokey tool out. And there we have that. Just going to grab, I haven't got my glue dots. Excuse me. Grab my glue dots and my linen thread, which is here somewhere. Oh, and I need my embellishments out. Right, I'm just going to lay my card. I now at this point would stick this down because I'm kind of at a point now. I kind of leave the card away from the card base until I feel like I'm at the point where I can't whoopsie anything. Now I'm at the bow and the embellishment stage. In theory, no whoopsies should happen. So I'll stick that down. Going to do a nice sized bow with the linen thread. My fingers are really cold. So I'm in the UK and we've had some gloriously beautiful weather. Excuse me. And now it's decided to be all cold. However, I am recording this slightly behind, or ahead of time, should I say. So we are end of March as I'm recording this for you. We've had, oh my goodness, I can't tell you, we've had some really beautiful, nice, warm, sunny days. And today is freezing, and they threaten us with snow, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy. Snow in August. Easter Bunny's coming and they talk about snow. That does not make any sense, does it? I never forget one year though, I went to the States. It was 2013. I was actually there like 2013, so what, 9 years ago now. And on my way there to the airport, it was snowing here, and then when I got to the States there was no snow, and the morning we woke up there was actually snow, which was pretty crazy. So glue dot, I'm going to sneakily pop a glue dot sort of under there, she says. It's sticking to the end of my pokey tool, and I'm just going to then just tuck that there. So a really elaborate bow and a long little, so yeah, it is crazy how the seasons are all a little bit mixed. I actually had, when I was in America, I actually had Easter in the States, and yeah, snow and the Easter Bunny. It was crazy. The Easter Bunny must get all confused with snow, surely. So I'm now just adding a few little white, what are these called? They are called classic matte dots. So there and there. So there is my card. Let me just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my bow. Inside on the original, so there's that card. Inside on the original, whoops, got a bit of random paper on there. I've just popped in there just a white layer, but you could add a nice little bit of DSP or something to it if you wanted. But I've just added a white card inner. And there's my card. Oops. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.